What's going on, guys? Welcome back. Happy Friday. If you're new here, my name's Zach. This is Real Deal Futures. I will be doing some trade review, live trading, straight from my TopstepX platform here, looking at the S&P 500 futures contract. We've got the ES chart pulled up here. This is actually the MES chart, the micro chart. We had so much volatility today that I dropped it down to micros. Worked out well for me, was able to get involved. Ran a pretty wide stop loss, something that I would not have been able to run without taking on way too much risk in the minis. So, stream looks good. We look good. Friday, 2 p.m., NFP Friday. Wild ride this morning. What's up, Jose? My man, Kyle, what's going on? How are we doing, guys? Good to see you. Welcome back to the show. Like, subscribe, comment, do something. Help me out. Help me beat this YouTube algorithm, or at least play nice with it. YouTube, if you're listening, YouTube AI, I come in peace, just work with me here. Let me, reach out, contact some more people, and grow this badass free community. If you're not in the Discord, hop in the free Discord. I run a free Discord with live trading every day, no VIP paywall. I answer questions. I provide my analysis, my charts, news, trade breakdowns, just like this, with all of the details, full transparency. Great community of traders growing every day, adding like 20 members a day now. We're almost at 700. I think we're at 645. Maybe accurate here. I was just discussing it with another gentleman. 645, man. Growing quick. What's up, guys? Welcome in. Let's go through a trade recap, man. Big surprise, if you've been watching some of my lives, feel free to go back and watch. Feel free to hop in Discord. I caught the same trade again. You know how the saying goes, same, different day, man. We caught the shorts. Same play. I feel like silly just describing it to you guys, but I'm going to do it anyway. Here was NFP. Big news, right? This is, what's up? What's going on, my man? Welcome in. We've got large price action, right? If I take my measurement tool out here, these are big moves, volatile. I really didn't notice it early on in pre-market, or else I would have been describing that a little bit clearer in my message pre-market that I left to you guys. As soon as I noticed this, I dropped to the micros. I wanted to get in. I thought this is way too big. No way I'm going to be able to run my normal, 5 to 10 point stop loss in ES and not take on a massive amount of risk. And I did that. Worked out well. Trade micros, guys. If you want to scale down or you want to trade your current size, your current risk, and you just need to size down a little bit, don't be ashamed to do that. No reason. Give you some more flexibility. So here was trade number one. Caught the banger. Why did I take this? Bearish news on NFP. Selling off. After the sell-off yesterday, everything is pointing down. I'm not the guy that likes to say, it's gone down so much, it has to go back up. It's gone down. It's so far overextended. I need to buy now. I might find a bottom somewhere and decide to get in long. But for the most part, I want to trade along with that trend. Trend is your friend. You know all the dumb axioms that everybody says? The simple stuff? It holds true for the most part. So we got short. That wasn't the only reason here. Pushed up, tapped opening range high. We put in the 15-minute opening range high here. Put our 15-minute opening range low in here. I saw us starting to break this after failing to go higher here. And at this point, an absolutely massive level of liquidity on Bookmap. The largest that I've seen so far. Haven't been using Bookmap for forever. This was a huge stack of orders right near pre-market low level. I liked this trade to get in with a few micros. I scaled into 3 quickly. I wanted to have my entry far enough away from this initial point to see, hey, are we going to be able to just push through this like we did and waterfall down? Or are we going to react really harshly back up to the upside? Wanted to get stop loss to break even. Wanted to trade this with fairly small risk. Again, 3 micros, right? 10 micros is 1 mini. So think about how much I scaled down on this one. I ran a fairly wide stop. I think initial stop was up here. As I started to add, I brought it down. You guys can hop in Discord and you can see all the individual trades if you'd like. Pushed through this, held all the way until we got down here. Broke through this level of liquidity with some force. It just added fuel to the fire. Dumped this bad boy down. Scaled out of 2 right here. Secured some profit near this level of structure. Had to scroll back because I dropped to the micros. Didn't have my mini chart that was marked up. Was frantically trying to find my levels of structure. Dropped down. This was also a level of liquidity on Bookmap. Took 2 off right here. My intent was to let this thing run if we were going to continue lower, which we did a little bit. Or cut it as it came back up. I actually scaled in down here. Structure's looking good, right? I took my profit. Now I got a new trade idea. We came down, bottomed around this level of structure a little bit, failed to break higher, and we're trending down. I'm seeing, hey man, we're going to waterfall to the downside. I'm okay. My initial position average is way up here. I'm okay bringing that way down, scaling in. Added down here. That didn't play super nice with me. As you can see, sold near the bottom. All good. Scaled out as we were coming up to break these highs, starting to break the first level of structure. Closed this trade for $518 altogether with the wins and this one being a small loss, being 1 micro. Tried the short again down here from low. Again, guys, here's my same trading idea. We pulled up, broke above these highs, closed here. Maybe I got shaken out early. Price is going to continue lower, break below this low. We're hammering into this low here. I got short, rode this one up to this stop loss up here. 2 micros, again, reduced risk, $190. Maybe I cut this one manually. I'd have to go back and look at the review also. I almost always do a short reel showing you exactly how I take the trades, everything live straight from here. But in lieu of that, you get this and you get the trade breakdown, the actual report from TopstepX. So you know what I'm looking at here. This was multiple trades getting aggressive to the upside, not really giving it enough room to breathe. Didn't have the conviction to hold this thing to my final target. Ended up being about 106 bucks of profit. Again, was in profit on the day. I like to be a little bit dynamic with my risk management. I don't have the conviction to go long. When we're so far down in the range and I'm really looking lower, we had serious levels on Bookmap stacking up overhead price. Wanted to trade towards that. Saw the break of structure continuing back up to the upside here. Saw this area fail, right? Stayed flexible. Said, okay, you know what? This was my level of invalidation, past my really level invalidations of wanting to look short. If I'm not looking short, I want to look long. Wanted to ride this to the upside, but again, was just playing it too close to the chest, not really giving the trade room to breathe. Got stopped out, I think, for break even. Small loss, small win. Ended up being $100. Called it a day right there. That was that. I don't think I even made it to this point. I think it was somewhere over here. Ended up closing over here. So, any questions? Market is cooked. Good trade running by the way. Absolutely. If you guys have any questions about this, let me know. Speak now or forever hold your peace. I'm going to delete all this stuff off the chart. It's in Discord if you want to go back and look at it, again, with the whole trade report. I also screen record, and I do those nice YouTube shorts and Instagram reels where you could see exactly what I'm doing and when and how and why, the whole deal, man. So this is some interesting structure now, right? We're zoomed out on the 1 minute here. Join late. How did you incorporate Bookmap into the trades? Levels, man. Levels of structure. What's up, Cameron? Not levels of structure. Levels of liquidity that displayed on the book very, very, very prominently this morning. Let's go ahead and pull up Bookmap because that's a good question. Let me go ahead and... Why is my Bookmap tripping out? Oh, there we go. What the hell? Sorry, guys. Let's go all the way back. Hold on one second. This is, don't mean to make you guys dizzy. We're looking around the 10 a.m. time frame. This is a great question because it's going to display. Look at the liquidity we have up there. Let's go all the way back. I'll show you what I was looking at and how I incorporated it. Check this out, boys and girls. $53.75. Let's take a look. Okay, so again, I got short way up here, right? Let's go back. Okay. This was the trade, right? I got short way up here. Before I got short, and as the market was starting to head down, I saw on Bookmap this massive level of liquidity pop up. Look at how large this was on the book. Look at how thin everything else looks compared to that level of liquidity. A massive amount of resting orders on the book relative to everything else that was there. That was my desire to trade short into that. Not only did I want to trade short into it, I decided I was going to run the experiment to see what happened when we get there. A lot of times, what I've seen so far, what I've observed, as the market's coming down into a level of liquidity, if there's a lot of forced sellers or bringing price lower, a lot of times that just absorbs and fuels the downtrend, fuels the waterfall. And if you watch what happened here, we had this on the book. As I'm short, right? Is this before I'm short or as I'm short? Another level popped up. Orders came from here. You could see them move all the way up to this 8.5 level. Price came down into it. Massive amount of orders filled. Fueled the waterfall down. More orders filled here. Again, you can see by the volume. You can see by the volume bubbles. Way larger than everything else on the chart. More orders filled here. Pushed all the way down into it. More liquidity popping up on the book. Sellers taking it lower. Price just absolutely getting fueled by these orders popping up and continuing lower. Again, on another day where I'm not so confident that we're getting ready to sell off and we have this level of liquidity, I'm looking to take profit here. I don't know what's going to happen. Maybe we get a massive reaction to the upside. Maybe these orders get pulled from the book. I don't know. Again, I haven't looked at Bookmap and order flow for forever, but I could tell you on a day like today, I'm very glad that I had it in my toolkit. I made the conscious decision to hold the trade all the way into this liquidity, looking for exactly what played out. Price to just take these, eat these orders up, and it absolutely fuel the sell-off to the downside. Played very, very, very nicely. But again, that's what I was looking at. Here is the chart right here. Here's the 75 level. As we were here right at 10 o'clock, right? On Bookmap. Yeah, right at 10 o'clock. They moved a bunch of these orders, or maybe multiple people, moved a bunch of these orders right up below these lows. As soon as we came down into that, right at the 85 level, 53.85, waterfall through that, waterfall through the next level, huge sell-off to the downside. Again, just to see what we're looking at, guys. Look at the time here, right? Right about 10 o'clock. As price is pulling away from this area, orders get moved from here to here. Fill right here, fill right here. You could see it down here on the traditional volume as well. Look at how much volume's traded. See it on Bookmap one more time for you guys. Boom, right there. Moving at 10 o'clock, up, coming over here. 10.05, filling to the downside, filling here, and just absolutely waterfalling. Again, is this foolproof? Is this 100%? Every time orders stack up on the book like this in the morning, whoa, I really jacked it up there. Do these orders fill? Do these price levels always work like magnets for orders to be drawn, for price to be drawn to? No, absolutely not. They absolutely do not. Today, it certainly did. And as they got there, it acted as I was hoping it, as I was expecting it to, as I was hoping for it to do, and pushed through. On another day, maybe it doesn't do that as well. That's my explanation of what I'm looking at, how I used Bookmap this morning. If we start to look at Bookmap right now, and what I've seen as we start to push back up, orders above price, right? We got a boatload of liquidity sitting right here. Looks like we tried to tap into it back here. We didn't really get all the way up to the level, right? This is actually price. Best bid and ask price. That's what this is showing us here. Didn't really tap into it there, right at 208. Still on the book. This is kind of this algorithmic BS liquidity. I don't know what this is. I don't have a clear description for why it tracks price like that. It can be a little bit frustrating and hard to see through, but I'm looking at this level right here, the 50s, 53.50, and then above that, 53.60 as the next areas of interest on my chart. I also see this down here, 37. I don't have a strong trade right now either way. But we come up to this 50 level above price. Yeah, so it's kind of just above and below price is consolidating the zone, right? We got stuff on the bid, stuff on the offer. Let's start to see if we come down into this 37, pretty low in the zone. Do we start breaking the low again? Do I go for another low of day short like I took yesterday on the live? Maybe, man, maybe. We come up, we fill some liquidity up here. We start to absorb through that, push to the upside. Maybe we look for a long, but we're right back down towards low of days, consolidating at this zone that I have. Where is this zone coming from, you might ask? Let's get out wider. All the way over here. Back into June, man. We got nothing looking left. Look at this. Wide open, man. This is where I'm looking. These highs, these lows. I think I've also got another, kind of the top of this high as well. Not a super clean zone, like not what I would say a massive low impulsive move like that, but just the next level below price that I was looking right here. Next area being right here, all of these lows and highs, tops and bottoms, area of interest on my chart. Let's get our chart cleaned back up. We are good to go. That's what I'm waiting for, guys. Break above, break below. No immediate trade right now. I'm on the micro chart. I'll size accordingly as I see fit. Same combine that I was trading yesterday. Locked up the one with $470 some odd of profit. Nearing 5,200. About $1,000 away from passing it. So pretty sweet. Gotta admit, for NFP, today was kind of clean. If you just wanted to be in and out of positions, usually wouldn't trade today. Yeah. I agree, man. If you go back and listen to my message, like I was kind of waiting for a consolidation, right? We sold off all day yesterday. We sold off the day before. We sold off overnight. You know, where is the pullback? You know, where after this move yesterday was the pullback up to the upside? You know, Asia did not bid it higher. We just trailed to the downside. Bearish move for NFP. I was expecting really more so. My gut was telling me a little bit of consolidation, chop after this move. Maybe this sets the range, or a retracement, a pullback up, right? If this downtrend is going to continue, maybe we come back up into this zone, kind of retest these highs here. We did that in pre-market, but we certainly did not do what I was thinking today, which is why I try not to marry a bias. You know, when I leave those messages, I don't say, I think the market's going up, I think the market's going down. I talk about my chart, I talk about areas of interest, and I talk about waiting to see what the market's going to do. And that's what I did today. I saw this as hesitation to go higher, below VWAP. I saw as we were coming down, starting to break this low here. I wanted to trade toward this level right here, got in short. It worked out very nicely. On another day, guys, this doesn't work out, right? Let's be realistic and set realistic expectations. On another day, I'm selling the low. This, you know, we find support here and we blast higher. That's okay. Maybe I'm flipping long as we break above prior day high and pre-market high, and we take the long higher. It's okay. Same thing like you saw on the live yesterday. Took the L, selling the bottom, right? We were looking for that continuation to the downside. Just didn't play. On another day, that's a win. The goal is understand your win rate, understand your average risk reward, your average win rate. Do you have a nice positive expectancy? Do you have some edge that's quantifiable in the markets? You confident in your system? Yes, yes, yes. Put the trades on. Don't wait. Don't hesitate. Take your trades and let the odds play out in your favor. That's all you could do. That's awesome. What do you think about the 4-hour candle wick? It has to be filled. It has to be filled before any other move. Couple things. Number one, nothing has to happen, Jose. we know that in the market. Nothing has to happen. We might see anomalies. We might see things that that happen more often than not, but certainly nothing has to happen. I see what we're looking at here. This looks fine to me. I see an imbalance, you know, a bunch of imbalance to the upside where maybe price wants to push up. We can certainly just crack down right from here. I do see what you're looking at, but you know, we're free to go either way from here. Do we get a huge move for Friday power hour? I don't know. I'm going to trade it and not worry about that. If I see a setup right now, this is not really great. Like I said, I wanted to break above. We pushed up into this liquidity. It filled. We got volume traded right here. You can see it on Bookmap as well. Let's go back over to Bookmap, not to make you guys dizzy. Boom, right? Here's what I was saying. 50s. It filled. It didn't straight up push through and continue with force, but we are making higher highs. It looks like we're coming up to check out the 60s. This looks good for a buy. Do I want it on the break above this? Gun to my head, I'm going long right now. Stop loss just below these lows to find out what happens when we get to the 60s and potentially continue this move back up towards pre-market low, opening range low. Again, I'm more inclined to sell on a day like today, but and looking at this as kind of a break and retest and maybe a continuation down. But I'm going to wait to see. This isn't a terrible long. Might go with just some reduced risk on this one, get a trade in with you guys. What's the risk structure to 360? Like if that's my target, if that's my first target, I don't like this risk structure, right? We got this level of liquidity. I don't know like I want to play it this morning. I don't think I want to play it like I did this morning where I'm expecting it to just continue and push through and waterfall through it. It could certainly happen, but I really wouldn't survive much of a reaction with my stop loss so tight. Yeah, I might try it long. I'm on micros. I can scale in and out. I'd probably try it long, look to scale out of part of the position at 60 because I think we're going to go up and check that out.
Order filled.
Let's see what 3 micros looks like. Let's run this one, guys. We're in long. We are in a trade. We're going to throw, I'm going to throw a partial coming off at 59, 59.50. 59 3/4. Again, we're trading micros here. You guys see me trade. It's a volatile day, very volatile. I'm a fan of reducing risk. You know, if you're going to take trades, you probably need to run a wider stop loss. Even if you're going to trade the same way, the same approach, the same structure, price action's larger, right? This is big. Not as big as it was this morning, but I'm okay scaling down and just running reduced risk in general. You know, not every trade for me has to be a high risk setup, but I could put some risk onto the market and trade towards this level of liquidity that price is popping up to. Again, I like to be a little bit conservative. 59. I'm going to go with a half. 59 and a half for that first one to come off. Maybe stop loss to break even if we get up there, if we don't react before then. Let's watch and see. How does Bookmap play out this time? Do we miss the level? Do we just, not come up to it? Is this structure that's forming this little bottom to the downside and then a push back up towards these levels of liquidity? Are we done doing that? Do we need to just come lower? We're going to look short on the day. I don't know. We're going to find out. But that's a large level right there. And I wouldn't mind being long for it in the off chance that we start to fill right here and blast to the upside. Would have a decent entry on it. Stop loss super duper wide down here. Can decide to manage that at any point. But let's see how this one plays. Again, on Bookmap, guys, this is what I'm looking at. Looking for something like this to happen. Price to come up into this, fill out some of these orders, and then potentially continue. If we're going to react, we're going to react to the downside harshly. I'm taking one off right there. Managing risk, again, with micros, really small. Let's see what happens. They're staying on the book, right? You can see on the heat map, you can see on the DOM whether or not these orders get pulled. They're not getting pulled. Going to go ahead and make this a risk-free trade just in case we react really harshly to the downside here. I'd prefer not to just have my stop loss absolutely ran through. Look at that. Big push up. Big surprise, guys. Why is there so much volatility here? How did we anticipate that there was going to be some volatility, whether it's a push up to the downside or a harsh reaction to the a push up to the upside or a harsh reaction to the downside? Using Bookmap. Very simple. Do we get stop to break even? Again, I'm doing this with, usually I'm trading 1 to 2 minis. I'm trading 3 micros. So it should be a indication of how much I'm reducing risk on a day like today. But again, wanted to demonstrate this to you guys. Take a look. How did we know that that was coming? We're not predicting anything. We didn't know for certain anything was going to happen. But we're using tools to help frame our trades, help structure our trades. Take a look. Looking at the level of liquidity, this time around, it happened to work out, acted like a magnet, price came up into it. A ton of volume traded, big push to the upside. Volatility, right? If nothing else, volatility. Do we continue and make higher highs and keep pushing up? Doesn't look like it. Looks like it wants to come and stop me back out. But we got long. We're able to secure profit. If you were really confident taking a trade like this, maybe that's a $500,000 winner. Maybe it's $250 and you leave, 2 on or 1 on. Let's see. So, again, day like today, solid morning. Gave back a small amount from the high point, but ended pretty solid. Don't need to put a bunch of risk on here in the afternoon. Volatile. Again, volatile for me. Maybe half size would be appropriate. I'm going even lower than that. I'm keeping things controlled today. Let's see. What is the interface he's using? This is TopstepX, Bryce. TopstepX. Topstep is the platform of choice. And now that we got a bunch of people on here, I will tell you my nice big announcement for today. Anyone want to guess? And I'll answer some more of these questions. Let's get it rolling. What the hell, man? Yeah, we're going to let this one play out, guys. We're not worried about this. Stop us out or we're letting it run. I got a dog. No, man. Good guess, though. Yeah. I will be on Top Step TV Power Players August 13th, 1 p.m. Eastern. I'm psyched. Really, really, really happy to have the opportunity to get on Top Step TV. Really happy to get the chance to speak with those guys live, get in front of a whole large audience there. Super grateful. I'm psyched about it. I think it will really open up a lot of doors for the community, for my exposure, being able to connect with more people. It's really, really, really awesome. I'm happy that it happened when it did. I'm thankful to those guys. It's awesome, man. Super psyched. August 13th, hop on Top Step TV. Tell them I'm legit. Tell them I'm the real deal. Tell them I suck and I come on YouTube and I take L's left and right. Tell them whatever you want, man. But hop on there and watch. That should be fun. Really excited about that. 2 more big things I got coming out. I'm going to fill you guys in on everything right now because I've been saying it cryptically in my Discord. I'm going to be on the Day Trading Show with Austin Silver. Podcast coming out pretty soon. Really, really, really excited about that. If you guys know Austin Silver, ASFX TV, he's super legit. Top Step Trader, he's on there every week. He runs a massive platform, educational program. Go and check out his stuff. Go and watch the podcast before I'm on there. I'm psyched. That should be coming out in the next few weeks. Really, really, really excited about that. Again, grateful for the opportunity. I owe Austin for a lot of these opportunities. He's opened a lot of doors for me after having that first conversation and really introduced me to a lot of people. So thank you, Austin. I owe you a ton, man. Along with that, in the works as well, getting ready to get confirmed, the Trading Battle. I don't know if you guys have seen that. It's another platform where they put 2 traders head to head. There's been a lot of big traders on that show as well. It's a YouTube platform, 2 traders head to head, trading, explaining why they're doing what they're doing. They give them different challenges. The whole thing is for charity. You're fighting for your chance to be able to, it's for charity, man. So Top Step TV, ASFX TV, Austin Silver, the Day Trading Show, super psyched about that. And the Trading Battle, super, super, super psyched about that. It's been really, really, really fun to get some traction, putting this content out, be able to connect with more people, be able to work with more people in the community for free, here on the lives, one-on-one. It's been awesome. I'm so excited about these next steps. I'm psyched. Top Step TV, let's get it, boys. Power Players. I'm hyped. Really hyped. Thank you, guys. Thank you, thank you, thank you, thank you. Your NYC call. I'll save the obscenities for Jose. Let's go. Congrats. W. Awesome. Love the awesome man. Yeah, love Austin. Austin's the man. Congrats, W. Hell yeah, man. Appreciate you guys. Birthday. Nah, it's not my birthday. I didn't get a dog. Let's go back to questions, guys. But yeah, I'll keep you updated on that. August 13th. I'm psyched. 1 p.m. Eastern. I'll be on there. Trading live. Trading the XFA. Talking about my story. Talking about my trading, man. Just like this, but in front of the big stage, right? In front of a lot of people. So I'm super psyched. Jose entered long. You ever hit the break-even button instead of dragging your stop loss? Usually not. Usually not, Colton. I just dragged the thing. I don't think I've ever hit that break-even button. No levels, just while I'm looking at this with you guys, no levels of liquidity until another big level at 85. Real quick, we're going to pause, and I'll continue going through. Here's Bookmap again, guys. This is far away, right? Do we come all the way back down to my entry before we get there? I think we very easily can. We can pull back before we come up here. We might not come up here at all. Massive level of liquidity. Another one. This is what I'm targeting. I'm going to run the rest of this trade towards this level. 85. Let's see. Oh. Bookmap lagging a little bit. Let's see what 53.85 looks like on the chart. Right up into VWAP, right up into 15-minute opening range low, just above pre-market low. I think it's a nice level to hold through. I don't know if I'm going to survive a pullback if we get one all the way down to this level. That's okay. I'm not going to take the $100 or whatever this top tick was, $160. I'm in the pursuit of the larger win. We want to see this be a real large winner, man. That's what we're going for. Hold all the way back up into the range. Maybe that's not for you. Maybe you say take your small profits, take one off when you get there. We're trading micros. We're putting on small amounts of risk. We want to catch the big win. But looks like I'm going to come and get stopped out. $27. Don't spend it all in one place. Bookmap. Yeah, man. So, yeah, I'm super duper psyched about that. Excited to share it with you guys. Is there a time in which the volatility is less? Mr. Brown. No, not really. Certain days will have different volatility. There's tools that you can use if you're not just going to look at the price scale. You can use something called the ATR, average true range, which is not an indicator that helps you predict price or anything like that, or it's not a projection of future price movements. It just measures the volatility on that specific day for your specific time frame. But if I notice in the morning through measuring out moves that there is an increased volatility, like as on another, and here's what I mean by this. On another day, looking at this the same way, over here would be different, right? Time scale would be the same. This is a much smaller move. This is maybe a 6-point move. Maybe the volatility is significantly higher today. It is on ES, and I decide I can't run my normal 5 to 10 point stop loss. I'm not going to survive. I'm not going to give the trade the room it needs to breathe. I need to enter up here and run a 15-point stop loss. I'm going to size down. I'm going to drop from minis to micros, and I'm going to reduce the position size in order to account for that increase in volatility, that widening of stop loss and take profit. When and how and why there's volatility, I'll try not to get too much into that. Definitely don't want 11 contracts. I'll try not to get too much into that. What I will say is just pay attention to it day to day. Watch the same time frame. You'll know on that time frame when there's an increase in volatility, or you should. Use an ATR, research an ATR. It's an indicator that sits on the top or bottom of your chart, and it will allow you to compare day to day. This looks like it wants to come back. I wanted to zoom back out so we get the right VWAP. Looks like it wants to come and stop me out. So be it, guys. Sue me. I'm not taking profits. We're going to the pre-planned level way up here, the next level on Bookmap. Like I said, wanted to see what we get here. Hold through. Take one off at the 60s where this level was. We rejected. We're coming down harshly. Is this a fantastic level of invalidation? No. All the way down here would be. Do I want to let this trade turn from a winner into a loser? No. Will I let myself get stopped out at break even? Yes. That's my trade management for this one. Long America, 2.9 trillion sells globally today on the stock market, largest sell-off. Yeah, dude. Market panicking. I feel it. I see it, right? It's scary. Remember, this is the S&P 500. People are paying close attention to this, the NASDAQ, Dow Jones. These are the indicators for the U.S. market, mainly the S&P 500. When we come off of all-time highs, as everybody's saying the highs are in, we're done, and we start to sell off and then find some support and pull back up and then sell off again and then pull back up for a small green day and then another red day. Yeah, think of the fundamentals behind that. Think of everybody in their long positions that have been making money, doing great. They start to see that disappear. They start to see a couple percent down on their portfolios, and they say, you know what? That's enough. We're going to scale out of this. So, yeah, I'm not a fundamentals guy. I'm purely technical. I like to look at the chart. I'm on the 1 minute time frame. I try not to put the why behind all the price movements from a fundamental standpoint. Doesn't help me out that much, but I hear it. I'm surprised that NFP data high wick didn't get taken. Yep, there's probably some statistical significance to that. I don't know what that is, but yeah, I hear you. There's certain things in the market that are statistically significant. For example, we're going to let this trade play out, whether it comes and stops me or doesn't, whatever. That's my, if it comes up here too quickly and I don't take profit, here, let's exercise good trade management. There. Here's about where I would look to take the next profit using Bookmap. No, we're going to do it up here. Excuse me. I don't think that we're getting there. Excuse me. I don't think that I think it's right now, it's more likely for me to get stopped than make it all the way up here. Not so much to close it right now. I want to leave the opportunity on relative to the no risk that I have on this trade and the very small amount of profit that I have showing. So I'm going to leave that. Now we can step away from this. Talking about things that are statistically significant. There's programs out there that I don't personally use. Things like Edgeful is one of them. There's other ones. You could just do your own back testing and find, let's call them anomalies in the market that you can use to your advantage, that you can capitalize on. Here's an example of one that I've seen the statistic posted from the guys at Edgeful. Austin Silver talks a lot about this. Shout out Edgeful, shout out Austin Silver. The 15-minute opening range high and low. In ES, over the last 6 months, there's a very, very, very high percentage that ES breaks both the opening range low and opening range high before the end of the day. It was something like 70% of the time, maybe 75% of the days over the last 6 months, ES has broken the opening range high and low. And then there's a skew between just breaking the high and just breaking the low. Over the last 6 months, just breaking the low was like 10%. Only like 1 out of every 10 days does ES only break the low. That's statistically significant. It doesn't tell you when the opening range high and low was broken. It doesn't tell you that as soon as it comes down to the low, it has to go back up to the high. There's going to be plenty of days where you're part of that 10%, maybe like today, where we don't break the high. But having some of those stats maybe is really helpful to you. I frame my stuff very simply, and I use the tools that I use. I think that stuff is really interesting, and I think it can help a lot of guys out. Personally, I haven't delved into that too heavily. But on the U.S. markets, again, like the gentleman was saying, I find it interesting that it didn't fill that wick. There's probably a report out there from a company that will allow you to say over the last full year of trading days for NFP, how many times is that entire candle traded over and that wick filled? Is that statistically significant? Is it like 75 or 80% of the time? Maybe you use that to your advantage and you say, I'm willing to put that risk on if we are, at a good risk structure that I want to trade to that point. So again, I found it interesting with opening range high and low. I don't take it into too much consideration, like on a day like today. But yeah, that stuff is out there. You could do it yourself through backtesting. I think that's the more practical way to do it. Just go back and backtest to get a feel for what happens and when and why, or not why, but just what happens. You go from there. Marcus. What's up, Marcus, if you're on here? What do you mean by opening gap? Opening gap high, low. I'm talking about the opening range. So opening range, 15-minute opening range is defined by the area in which price has traded from 9:30 a.m. Eastern, which is NYSE open. That is the open of the New York Stock Exchange, to 9:45 a.m. What's the high and low that was put in between this vertical line right here and this vertical line right here? Boom. It is this level right here marked off of this high and this level right here marked off of this low. We understand that. There is 30-minute opening range. There's initial balance, which is 1 hour. You can use any different level that you want. Let's do a quick review on my levels since we're at this far and we got a bunch of people on here. Welcome to the show if you're not already. If you haven't been here before. Pre-market low and pre-market high. I define these levels by the area that price is traded from 12 a.m. Eastern to 9:30 a.m. Eastern. This is the same level I have on my chart every day. Very powerful. Very powerful. Take a look. Here's the low at 8:30 a.m. Here's the highs that I'm coming off of. Take a look. 1:20 a.m. Eastern. These are the highs. The highest area, the lowest area. I also have prior day high, and prior day low. That's coming off the daily candle. This is yesterday. That's the high. That's the low. Simple as that. These are market-generated objective levels, meaning you can find these levels the same way that I do because I have an objective definition of what they are. The other levels that I have on here we go, getting stopped out. That's cool. The other levels that I have on here are discretionary levels. They're not objective. They're off of highs and lows. It's my discernment of this market structure and price action to say, I think this is an important level. I want to put this level here. On a different day, we're a few points higher, a few points lower. I share this chart every day in my free Discord as I update it every single day with a voice message. I let you know what's going on. Where are these levels based off of? Take a look. Usually lows of moves before an impulsive move. I especially like to pay attention to that. Tops and bottoms, highs and lows. You can call them support resistance, supply and demand. Areas of interest, I think, is the safest way to refer to them. But that's what I'm looking at here. My typical ES chart is much more marked up. I swapped over to micros and frantically marked this thing up in the morning as I was working with my one-on-one client. If you have any other questions, feel free. Quinn, join my Discord. What's up, Quinn, that you hopped in? I don't know if you saw, bro, but I'm going to be on Top Step TV. I'm jacked up about it. Super excited. August 13th, I'm going to be on Power Players. I'm hyped. Very, very, very excited to partner with those guys. I love the firm. I love everything that they do. I think it's a fantastic opportunity. I think they have great people behind it. And watch Top Step TV every day. They're on there for like 8 hours a day. It's dope. Nice. Dude's got a big payout ready. I love it. Would you need to see some heavy buyers stepping in on the time frame? No, not really. Not really. I'm on the once I do my analysis, at least the way that I frame it, I work from the daily, maybe 1 hour, 30 minute, which is the chart that I usually share that's more zoomed out. And then I drop down to the 5 and 1 minute for my trading. Once I get on there for the session, I usually don't go too far back out unless I just want a little bit more structure. Hop out to the 5 and 15, zoom out like you just saw me do. Check out what we have looking left, things like that. I'm deciding if I just want to take one more off here. This is not going to move the needle very much either way, so I'm just going to let it play out. If this was a little bit heavier, guys, I'd probably take one off around here, whether or not that's going to help or hurt me. This has now kept me in by a tick, but proven to be not as likely to play, right? We've got some structure, some consolidation. We're close to being stopped out. We come and put a lower low in here. We're getting stopped. Maybe you take half off here, right? You take the other contract off and you secure half of your running profit. If it moves into profit, great. You still have some on. If it comes back to stop you out, you took a little bit. For this one with 2 micros, again, 20% at the lowest of my usual risk, maybe even less than that because sometimes I'm trading with 2 or 3 minis. I'm just going to leave it on. I want to see a run towards this area. We're going to use this as an experiment. See if we run towards this level of liquidity on Bookmap. For those of you that joined late, this is not the only reason for the trade. There's market structure, price action, levels involved. But this is interesting to see, right? Price coming up to take these levels out. Fill that liquidity. Not the smart money concepts, ICT, sweeps of liquidity and liquidity pools while we're only using a candlestick chart. That video that I've posted on Instagram has gotten more videos than anything, more views and comments and likes than anything else. Got everybody pissed off about that. Awesome, bro. Yeah, hopefully. Okay, I see what you're saying. 70% of the time, the 15-minute opening range gets broken. No, gets broken to both sides, the upside and downside. So I got a little bit confusing there. The guy whose name is Midnight, I want to answer this clearly. I don't use that stat specifically myself. I use it as a breakout. I use it as direction. If we push to the upside and we break that opening range high, I think it's more likely to continue in that direction, whether or not we've already broken the low. If we hesitate there after breaking or we come all the way back in, there is a trading idea to trade towards the opening range low. But for me, I use it more as I would any other level on my chart, an area of interest to watch what happens as we come up to or down to it if we break above or below it. I'm not using a specific statistic that I mentioned there. I was talking about the gentleman that commented on NFP, and he found it interesting that the wick was not filled to the upside and how there are certain things that are statistically significant. So I'm sorry if I overlapped ideas there and comments, but I use this level like I would use any other level for reference, for direction, as support and resistance, but an area of interest. Again, the levels I like on my chart, 15-minute opening range, high and low, not every day. Not every day, right? Because if we're overlapping a lot, I might not want that much crap on my chart. Every day, prior day high and low, pre-market high and low. Areas that price traded yesterday from the daily candle, an area that price is traded in pre-market before 9:30 a.m. up until about 12 a.m. I will also note sometimes that'll make this a completely objective level. If there was a very, very, very clear level up here of resistance that was tested multiple times and it was tested right before the 12 a.m., I'm probably putting my level there instead of wherever the 12 a.m. opened up. Join Discord and you'll see it over and over and over again. You can decide for yourself whether or not you want to use them. Common levels. Everybody uses this stuff. There's nothing proprietary to me, nothing special. I got a VWAP on my chart. This is the session VWAP. I got traditional volume down here. Discretionary levels. Sometimes you will see me use anchored VWAP. Coming off of the low of day, coming off of the high of day, maybe coming off of a move like this. It's an anchored VWAP, volume weighted average price. This position has kept me in, but not by much, man. Not by much at all. I'm in below this consolidation. Yeah, again, same comment, same idea. Sorry for pausing there. Same idea. If this was heavier, I'd be taking one off now. If this was, $200 or $400 of profit, I'd be taking one off now, securing that because I do think there's a potential to come and wick down. I do think overall this is more likely to continue up, but you have to ask yourself from a structure point. That's great. You have direction. You think it's going to continue up. How potentially likely is it to come down and crack below these lows before it does that? Or just expand a little bit in this consolidation and take you out of your trade? Weigh those possibilities. That could be part of your trading plan, could be part of your strategy or approach. That's part of the discretion that I apply. And manage your trade, take your trades according to that. But that stat is useless because it doesn't tell you the actual time it gets broken. For example, if you break down and then until the afternoon you break up, not significantly. I would disagree. I would say it's definitely not useless and it's definitely significant. I mentioned that when I described it, that you don't know what time. If you knew what time, then we would all be millionaires. But you don't know what time. But it is definitely significant. It's a piece of information to have. It's statistically significant to know that. More often than not, objectively, based on the data, something happens in the market. That in itself can be helpful to know. Again, to me, I don't personally use it that much. I'm aware of it now that I was made aware of it, but I don't research stats like that so specifically from the numbers side. Just by paying attention to patterns and trends and market structure, you are understanding that if this happens, slightly more often than not, this happens. So you're kind of applying the same theory there. But I would say something like that is statistically significant and can be potentially helpful, even if you don't know what time. But that's up for interpretation. It's up to you. Again, I don't use this stuff. It's not something that I've paid a whole bunch of attention to. But real deal. Put 2 vertical lines in any 15-minute interval, and that will get broken to both sides in the day. Maybe. Will it get broken 80% of the time? Probably not. I would argue no. It wouldn't. I don't think it's by chance that stat is so high. I think it also makes sense that being broken to the downside only is less likely than being broken to the upside only. It plays with the trend of the markets going up over time. So again, I'm not like gonna die on a hill here. I don't use that stat specifically in my trading. I don't use any of those stats specifically in that trading. I think it's very interesting. I think it can be very helpful to certain traders. And I hear what you're saying because you don't know what time of day, but you can also use stats that show you times of day. There's reports for stuff like that that are even more specific. But, again, man, up to you. If you decide that it's not helpful, this is not a black and white piece of what's helpful or what's not. There are certain things that I will get on a hill to die on, like how we start to talk about liquidity with the smart money boys. But as far as what's helpful or what you find useful or not, totally up to you. What I would define as statistically significant is if it happens more than half the time and by a larger number becomes more statistically significant. So. Yeah, bro, but I feel like it's going to be sarcastic. You could tell me a real use for stat. Excuse me. While we're watching this micro trade play out, just chopping around. Not sarcastic. I got you then. That felt like it was building to a sarcastic, like 90% of the time, Zach doesn't know what he's talking about 100% of the time or something like that. But yeah, feel free, brother. Share. Cameron says, ICT and smart money traders believe that the 2 significant factors that attract price are liquidity and covering imbalances in price action. Do you disagree with the idea or how the idea is executed? Here's where my gripe was with, not specifically, I didn't realize it was the smart money ICT guys. It was just different traders that were talking about this in a certain way. And so I'm going to be cautious about it. As a whole, I haven't studied a lot of ICT. I haven't paid attention to what their significant factors are and the theory that they use or how they trade. I haven't watched that dude's videos. Maybe I've watched 10 minutes in total of him screaming or something. It's mostly just reels that I'm flipping to, and then other people that trade the stuff. What I've seen out of them, this is not answering the question yet, is an overcomplication, a reusing, and sometimes an incorrect use of words to describe fairly simple things that are happening in the market as a marketing technique, is the way that it feels to me, and an explanation and this false sense of knowing and what's going to happen and this comfort that we're all so desperately seeking but would do much better just giving up. That's what I've seen. So I think it's overly complex, and it's great if you could trade it and it works well for you and you utilize those in your trading. That's awesome, bro. I think that's fine. To answer the question more specifically, the way that I see liquidity, imbalances in price action, I don't know exactly how they're defining imbalances of price action. I'm guessing by it's, a wide open candle with a move to the downside. I'd probably want a footprint chart to look for stacked imbalances, which are defined in a specific way. The way that they discuss liquidity, I feel, is blatantly incorrect. When we talk about liquidity, the way that there's multiple different definitions that this could be used in, but in the context of in the market, let's say the futures market, when I'm talking about liquidity, And I believe when most other traders are talking about liquidity, they're talking about a larger amount relative to that day of resting orders on the bid or offer that can be seen at specific price levels with their specific quantity through order flow tools, one of which being Bookmap. The way I see liquidity spoken about from traders, or maybe the ICT camp or anybody else, is not using any order flow or even volume in most cases, just a naked candlestick chart. Remember, I'm not saying you have to use liquidity. I'm not saying you have to use order flow, but I'm just going to describe what I believe is a right and wrong. The way that they're talking about it is that they know where liquidity is on a candlestick chart without using order flow, which tells you where it is. We have a centralized exchange here in the futures market. We have level 2 data that is the same for everybody. I can use Bookmap right here and tell you where liquidity is. It's all over the place, but I could tell you where there are a large amount of orders resting on the market. It shows this to me. On my candlestick chart, I might be able to assume, and even with a reasonable degree of accuracy, where it is at specific levels, above and below highs and lows. But for somebody to say price filled liquidity or swept liquidity, or there's a liquidity pool at a certain price, when you're not using tools that are available to us that would confirm that, is just incorrect. That's my, again, I don't even think that's my humble opinion, but that's my, is it my opinion? I guess that's my opinion. But yeah, that's the argument that I have with a lot of those guys. There's an argument between internal liquidity and external liquidity and different types of liquidity. I only talk about liquidity in one way, and I've only seen it spoken about by professionals and explained within market mechanics in this way. If there's another way that they're talking about it, great. Maybe you want to use a different word. They've made up a whole lot of other words for a lot of other shit. That's my opinion on that. So yeah, but that's where I'm at. So yeah, I think two significant factors are price is attracted to liquidity and covers imbalances. Sure, I could see that. If you're specifically going to use liquidity, why don't you use an order flow tool? That's my thought. A bunch of guys say it's useless. It's all spoofing. Guy ICT debunked liquidity because he used order flow and he showed that he could show where it is. Here's the way I think of it, Cameron. We're standing on the street, right? And we both drive cars and we know what the speed limit is and we've driven down that street before, right? The car is coming by and you say, I've driven on the street before, I know where liquidity is. It's, I see how things react around a candlestick chart, different areas. I think the car is going 35. I pull up a radar gun with 110% accuracy and it says the car is going 33 miles an hour. Might as well just use the tool, right? Again, do you need to use liquidity? Do you need to use order flow? Do you need to use any of this stuff? No, trading is not black and white in the sense it's mostly an art. It can be done in many different ways. There's no right or wrong way to do it. But when we're talking about specific components and market mechanics, there is a right and wrong. If I say price is at 5,348, no, it's not. It's at 5,361.62, right? We all know that. Centralized exchange, it's the same from you as it is for me. It's not broker independent. It's specific. We know what this is. We have volume. We have level 2 data. That's how I look at liquidity. I see it spoken about in just an incorrect way. And I think it would be helpful. The reason I mention it is because I wish I had that information. I wish I knew more about it. And I didn't. I had bad information for years. I think it's spoken about in very incorrect and confusing ways. Everybody would be better off to have some consistency across what the hell we're talking about here, right? So yeah, man, that's my thoughts there. Didn't mean to go out and make that. I wanted to let me know if that explains it and answers your question, Cameron. Or I don't want to say your name wrong. I apologize if I'm saying it wrong, but that's where I'm at with it. Thorough answer. Thank you. I strongly agree. Awesome, man. Yeah. And again, I don't have gripe with ICT guys, with smart money concept guys. I don't have a gripe with anybody. I really don't. And I try my best not to talk down or on anybody or any group. And I really believe that what works for me might not work for you. It's probably not going to. You have to define your own system. You have to find your own way to interpret whatever you're going to interpret, fundamentals, technicals. Tools that work for you are going to be based on your personality, your ability to read them and utilize them and apply them to, your trading decisions effectively. And if that's ICT, like, more power to you. If it's that, whatever that whole thing is, cool. Like, I don't have a problem with that, or anything else for that matter. So, you're a Fibonacci guy. You draw trend lines, different tools. Like, you can make it work, man. I see so many different styles work. Like, that's totally cool. I just don't. I'll just hop on my soapbox when other people jump in to say that is BS, or that doesn't work, or that's more harmful. And I can see some holes in the way that they talk about the technical side of trading, which are black and white, which are, objective. It's not out for, debate on what something is or isn't, whether it's useful or helpful, or you want to use something else, up to you. Are we going to get stopped here finally? Can we just get taken out of this one? Holy hell, guys.
Order filled.
There we go. All right. We wicked below $31 on the day, 3:06 p.m. Out of that one for a small profit, break even, small profit. Let's see what happens from here. Not a lot of conviction at all to take profit, for it to move. Again, we're coming lower. We're not attracted right now to this level on Bookmap that I'm watching. Price is not moving up to it. We have more liquidity now on the book below that level at 74. We'll see. We'll see if these levels act like magnets. We'll see what happens if price comes up to it. We have some orders that came on the book below price at 45. That's where I could see us heading first. Down here. Let's take a look. Show you what I'm talking about. This stuff's dynamic, guys, and it changes quickly, right? As I'm yapping away about liquidity and sweeps of liquidity when we don't know where liquidity is, here's liquidity coming on the book, right? Here's the new level above that I was just talking about. Look at that. Here's the level below, 45. Again, appreciate you guys being here. We got a lot of people on here. Like, subscribe, help me out, guys. Do something. You don't have to do anything because this is free. Free means free. If you think I suck, that's fine. You don't have to like or subscribe. But feel free to do that. Feel free to hop in the free Discord. I run a real free Discord community. Live trading every day here on YouTube. Analysis every morning. I answer as many questions as I can. We're growing quickly. And I'm about to be on Top Step TV and on Austin Silver's podcast and on the trading battle. So I would anticipate I'll probably get some exposure from that. We'll probably have more people in. If you want a chance to speak to me, now is your time. Hop in Discord. Let me answer your questions. Ask me a question now while we have 22 people on this stream, and I will be happy to do so. If you're interested in one-on-one help, I do run a paid program. It's one-on-one coaching over the course of a full month. Be psyched to talk to you about that. You go book a free, no pressure 30-minute call. I'm not going to try to sell you on shit. I don't have, excuse my language. I'm not going to try to sell you on anything. I don't have to. I put a ton out for free. If you're dead broke or you're in a tough financial spot, I don't recommend it at all. If you know that time is money, you have money to invest, you want to simplify where you're getting your information from, you like my style, you think that I might be able to help you out, I'm more than happy to talk to you about it. More than happy. Hop in the Discord. There's a link to book a free 30-minute call. We can talk about your trading, talk about the program. Real deal. Read the strat I gave you. Okay, let's see. Thorough answer. Thank you. Have you started using your 5XFA? No, have not traded any of the 5XFAs yet. Deleting my old Discord account. Had to get Discord. Okay, got you, Quinn. No problem, man. Hop in when you can. You can send me messages to my email, support@realdealfutures.com. You can reach me here on YouTube. You could DM me on Instagram at RealDealZach. I'm also on Twitter now. Follow me on X, guys. Follow me on Twitter. RealDealZach. Same name. If you draw horizontal lines at 9:30 and measure 225 ticks, whether it expanded downward or upward from that line, 77% of the time, it will continue to expand until it reaches 360 ticks. That's a real useful strat because you can trade that breakout. The moment price expands 225 ticks from the 930, say to the bullish side, you can go in long and target 360 ticks. That's an interesting stat, brother. It's a very interesting stat. I will, I don't want to promise that I will look at it, but I will try to pay attention to that. I'll try in backtesting on the weekends when I hang out or during the week. I love to backtest. I'll look at that. So essentially you would mark a range 225 ticks above and below the 930 open. And if that range is broken, you trade in that direction to 360 ticks. Correct me if I'm wrong on that. Essentially, it's an opening range of 225 ticks. And if and when one of those gets broken to the upside or downside, you trade in that direction to 360 ticks. And you find that 77% of the time, it will continue to expand until it reaches that 360 tick. Awesome. Do you have a spot for stop loss placement? Do you have any other trade management other than enter on the breakout directly at that 225 tick point and shoot for the 360? Do you have any stop loss placement rule? Negative risk to reward. Go ahead. What is the negative risk to reward that you run? If you don't mind me asking now that we're in this deep. You're targeting 360 minus 225. You're targeting 135 ticks. Let's do it, man, while we're hanging out. Whoa, I got a sell on there. That's not good. That's not good trade management right there, guys. Close out of your limit orders. Again, I don't have anything setting up. That's why I'm having these conversations. Chop to the upside. We didn't continue. Chop sideways here. Maybe we break out. Maybe we break down. I don't have direction after we get this BS coming into the close, but I'm hanging out with you guys. I'm stoked I get to talk about being on Top Step. I'm going to be on Top Step TV. I'm going to yell that from the mountaintops. I'm super stoked. I'm grateful for any opportunity that I have. I don't have to act like I'm too cool and I've been everywhere before. I think getting on Top Step TV is dope, and I'm grateful for that opportunity. Let's look at, you know what? Let's use price range. We opened up right here, right? 225 ticks, right? Are we talking about ES, by the way? Let's make sure we're talking about ES. NQ. See, man, you almost hung me out to dry here. I was gonna say, dude, that's like pretty that's pretty big. While we're waiting on this, let's see how it would have played today. Let's see what my man Midnight. Let's see if he's got some juice here. Again, I think stuff like this is really cool. The other part of me not liking like a stat, like a crazy stat like this, is I don't trade this way, right? I trade discretionary. I'm going to utilize my discretion, my discernment of price action and market structure to decide when to enter, when to exit. I don't believe 100% objective rules-based systems work. I have never seen one work. I've seen guys that I've spoken to, high-level guys that code bots and EAs. I've told the same story 37,000 times. So I won't bore you, but very, 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 very few of them do work. They have to be constantly adjusted and monitored and messed with, and they only work for a certain amount of time. So here's your opening range, right? 225 ticks above. Maybe it's from the candle close? Like, we should be accurate with it. That's pretty close to the candle close. In this case, you are trading from this level. Stop loss is at 930 open, so 225 tick stop loss to target 140 ticks. So you would have entered today. Again, we're looking at one day, so this isn't going to show me anything. I fully recognize that. with your stop loss there, and you would have targeted, trading view. Why? TopstepX. What is it in points? 140 divided by 4? 35. Nice. You would have hit to the downside. Do you take it both ways? Because it would have played to the upside also. There's your 140 ticks to the upside. Cool. Yeah, man. You could look at a lot of these different things. Opening range breakouts, different range breakouts. That's what this is. It's not an opening range because it's not time-based, I'm guessing. But it is a breakout strategy. Solid. Negative risk to reward. Very negative risk to reward. Has to work out significantly more times than it fails. But maybe that's enough for you. Maybe you have some discretion on a certain day where you put it on or where you don't put it on. If it's 100% mechanical, I wish you the best of luck. Yeah, that's correct. 12% edge. Cool, man. Yeah, I like it. I'm interested to to hear how that goes for you. Again, in my extensive research and development on losing money in the markets, I have not found 100% rules-based objective systems to work to any degree of usefulness. If you apply some discretion and subjectivity, and it's not 100% rules-based, I think you can have really, really strict systematic rules and make that work. Are you going to plan some conversational points for the show, or are you going all organic? For Top Step TV, yeah. I mean, I will be prepared to speak about the things that I will anticipate them asking, but mostly organic, man. I don't think you'll have much room to have this fully pre-planned, spiel that you want to put on. I come on here live. I usually don't have a whole bunch that I'm planning on talking about unless somebody asked me for it and, asked me questions in Discord, and I kind of utilize that. But on that show, I'm assuming I'll get asked, the basic questions, how you got into trading, how you found Top Step, how things are going so far, a little bit about your journey, a little bit about your training, a little bit about what you do, maybe some interest and stuff outside of trading. So, yeah, I'm excited to talk about that. But I'm here live yapping every day, so I should be prepared. You have any opinion? You have any suggestions for me, Cameron? Let me know if you do. I'd be happy to hear it. I mean that genuinely. Midnight, iDevelopment. It's my own concept. Brother, Alpha Spark. Hey, yo, pause. Wait a minute. Everybody wish our man... Is this Andre? Yeah. Everybody wish our man Andre happy birthday. It's Andre's birthday. He's chilling at home. Happy birthday, Andre. I would sing this song, but that would be really cringy, so I'm not going to. Happy birthday, my man. Happy G-Day, like everybody says. Happy G-Day, my man. How are you doing? I am good. Top Step TV, bro. That's the announcement. Here's the announcement right here. I'm going to keep doing it. Only because he asked, right? I've not even plugged it too many times. I'm going to be on Top Step TV August 13th. 1 p.m. I'm super psyched about that. I'm going to be on Austin Silver's Day Trading Show, the Day Trading Show podcast, coming up in a couple weeks, whenever that's going to be released. And then I'm also going to be on the Trading Battle, which is two traders head-to-head for charity in a live podcast-style format. So I'm super duper psyched about that. I'm grateful to talk about it with you guys. I'm grateful to have all you guys here before all that. You guys are the OGs, man. You're part of the community. When I only have, a few thousand, followers here and there. So I'm psyched. I'm grateful for all you guys and get to share all this stuff. So it's really cool. And I'm grateful for the opportunity, man. I think that's the best way to approach things. It's all systematic. You won't make it being discretionary long term. I'm more in the Tom Hogarth's approach. I do think I'll make it discretionary so far. And Tom Hogarth is very discretionary. Tom Hogarth trades a opening range breakout, right? The school run strategy, the advanced school run strategy. I've watched him live for a long period of time, read his books, studied all of his work in detail. One of the most influential guys. He is very systematic in his approach. He has specific things that he's looking for, but from what I've seen watching him trade live, he's very discretionary. Very discretionary. So I think you would not make it long term trying to be 100% objectively mechanical. And since we're on the conversation, I'll tell it quickly. Thanks, guys. Yeah, man. Happy birthday, bro. Because this is important. It's my opinion that 100% objective rules-based strategies, except for the very, 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 very small margin somewhere in there, do not work consistently in the long term. How did I come to that opinion? Number one, I traded and tested a ton in live market conditions, every single one that I could find. None of them worked out for me. It wasn't until I started to apply my discretion and craft a trading strategy around utilizing my discretion and intuition and building that intuition and discretion within reason, right? You have to apply consistency. You have to have certainly a fairly strict rules-based way to manage your risk. But when it comes to the individual trading, the entering, exiting, the management of trades, 100% rules-based did not work for me. Here's where it was confirmed. I went to the Forex Factory. Sorry, guys, let me slow down. I went to the Forex.com live event in Miami. It was a networking event where they had a bunch of their people there, the guys that put all their webinars on, all their shows, along with a bunch of traders. I met two brothers, one of which was a PhD software developer, engineer, whatever the right doctorate term for that is, and a longtime trader, decades of trading, decades of software development. The other one, a sales guy, also a trader, very motivated. They've been doing it for like 30 years or something like that. The 2.5-hour conversation that I had with them was their entire business is based around coding EAs and bots for profitable traders. Testing thoroughly, not a $100, $500, we're going to code your strategy into a bot. Big dollar partnerships with them. If you have some type of objective rules-based strategy that you want to try to get coded into a bot, you would come to them. They would work on it from the software side, a massive amount of research and development doing it, and then putting it to the test. 90 some odd % of what people come to them does not work. Strategies do not work. And the vast majority that do come to them are not trading an objective rules-based system. They are applying discretion. They don't even realize they're applying discretion. These are professional, profitable traders, many of them, who have a system that they would want to spend 5+ figures getting coded into a bot or an EA. It's discretionary. They ask them to record their screens. They find out they're applying some type of subjectivity, some opinion to the trading. Of the stuff that does work, the combinations and the math behind it is certainly more complex than just an opening range breakout strategy. And it has parameters that are adjusted objectively, but adjusted massively for a lot of different things, like volatility, right? So through that was really the additional confirmation that I needed to continue down the path that I was going and gaining a lot of traction with, which was encouraging myself to get more experienced, use my ability to read price action and market structure, and not try to make this black and white objective trading approach that's so simple. And if this happens, then do this, structure your trade this way, set it and forget it, because it doesn't work. So that's my thorough explanation of that. If you have any questions, I'm happy to go further down that. But again, if you find something that works for you, so be it. I think there's, stuff out there. There's anomalies. There's always rules to exceptions to rules. But for what I've seen, most guys start down that. They're adding indicators. They're trying to create a 100% rules-based system. Nightmare, absolute nightmare road to go down. Did you hear that Tom resigned from live trading? Yes, talked about it on my story. If you follow me on Instagram, I posted it. I was really upset to hear what he said. And then I read the additional messages, which said he was coming back. And then I read the full write-up that he did on his site that really explained why he was considering stepping away for good. It's horrible, and I encourage you guys all to read it. everybody called him a prima donna, and oh, he's offended by somebody being a little bit mean to him and saying some terrible things to him. He had really, really tough stuff happen as a result of him putting himself out there, doing what I'm doing here and what other guys do, going live and and putting their name out there. And it was really, really tough to read. But I encourage you all to read it if you want to know some of the backstory behind that. But I love Tom. He's a man. Tom Hogard is only discretionary in his approach, but it's based on statistical data. Yeah, I would agree with that. So he's discretionary. He's a discretionary price action and market structure trader, and he's using statistically significant data from his own research in that discretionary trading. So, yes. I have to go. Talk to you, bro. Happy birthday, man. Thanks for hopping on. Thank you, dude. Yeah, Alpha Sparks, the OG. I appreciate you. Yeah. Yeah, man. Cameron, yeah, so I answered your question. Again, still nothing on the chart, so I'm talking to you guys. Feel free, ask questions in the chat, man. This is why I'm on here. Friday, 3:30. I don't think I'm getting one, but I'm happy to talk to you, happy to provide as much value as I possibly can, answer questions, give you my opinion, right? Everything's my opinion. And guess what, guys? Let's do the disclaimer real quick. I'm not a financial advisor. None of this is financial advice. I'm an idiot. I have no qualifications or certifications to provide any financial advice or advice of any kind. This is all for entertainment purposes only. I'm just some dumb guy yelling on YouTube about candles. Trading's risky. Most traders lose money. That's a fact. You're probably going to lose money if you decide to trade. So take that as you will. Make your own trading decisions. Nothing I say or do here is a discretion. Is a suggestion or recommendation to do anything at all. Oh, man. His method is based on situational odds. Yes, it is. But his approach is discretionary. Like if I know I have 50-50 odds, I can choose whatever I have the feeling for. But it's based on statistical approach. We just disagree on definitions. To me, discretionary traders does not look at the true odds behind the market and just goes for the feeling of the market. Okay. We are disagreeing in that definition, but it's important that you understand how it is used, how that word is used by most traders. Discretionary traders are, for the most part, not just amateur traders buying and selling at random based on gut feeling. They're utilizing a lot of tools and they have risk parameters involved, but I would define the vast majority of traders to be discretionary, because when it comes time to hit the button or to manage a trade or to size, if you're applying anything outside of a 100% predefined objective, meaning it's not out for debate, it's viewable, a bot could do it, then you are applying your discretion, your subjectivity, your opinion, your gut feeling, whatever you want to call it. You're a discretionary trader. So that's my comment there. I hear what you're saying, though. I hear what you're saying. You can be a systematic discretionary trader. Yeah, it's not black and white. Yeah, no, that's fine. I hear what you're saying. But as long as, like, you said, I don't think you'll make it. You won't make it long term. You won't make it being discretionary long term. But then we went on to talk about Tom Hogard, who I think most would define as a very discretionary trader, very much so. I've watched him trade live for a long period of time, not as of recent, so maybe a lot's changed. But yes, he's using a very interesting situational approach. Look at this trade popping up to the level that we looked at. Using a very interesting situational approach. He's using research that he spends a lot of time doing, and it works for him, right? He makes a lot of money in the long run, despite the trolls and the guys who have no idea what it means to actually trade, belittling him over a couple losses. But yeah, just maybe we're just defining that a little bit differently. So again, no pressure, man. I've heard that TopStep eventually pushes their highly successful traders into a live, truly funded account as opposed to Sims. Have they reached out to you? Nope. It's not bogus. It's true. They have not reached out to me because I have not made it to that point yet. If you trade in XFAs with TopStep and you do well, you are required to move into a live account. Live account meaning they have real money behind it. And they talk about it really openly in a way that not only shows that it's not bogus, but it like really defines what they're doing, and I think the longevity behind their business model. Most firms, once you get funded, they put you into a SIM account, which is what an XFA is, and there's still no real money behind your trades, and they're not managing those trades at any risk desk, I don't believe. This is speculation. With TopStep, that happens until you start to do well, and they quickly have an avenue to put you in a live account with live money behind your trades. Do I know with 100% certainty what's going on behind the scenes at TopStep? No. But I've watched live traders make big money in XFAs, which are SIM accounts, and then the president ask if it was in a live account or an XFA, and then be disappointed when it wasn't in a live account, and joke around and say, get him to a live right now. All of those roll into the live, the whole deal, because they want money behind their profitable traders, because they're going to make money there, right? So that's what I believe. I don't believe it's bogus. I see the pathway. You could see it on their on their live stream. You could see guys that are trading live accounts with TopStep. You could see guys that are trading the XFAs. But yeah, I believe that's a real pathway, and it makes sense. I am going to speculate here. I believe this is the reason that so many Forex prop firms fail, and the reason that we're seeing a lot of uncertainty in the futures prop firm market from firms that don't have a really clear pathway to live. Because if your whole business model is based on people paying for challenges and activation fees and failing those, and you make a whole lot of money, and from that money you pay out the very few that do make it to a payout. You have to have pretty strict rules and make it increasingly more and more difficult for profitable traders to make money, because you don't have enough people funneling money in that aren't making money. I've seen that. I'm not going to name any firms, but I've seen that as of recent, as a guy that's been burned by multiple Forex prop firms in the past. I'm weary of these types of things, and I'm speculating that's what's going on behind the scenes with some other firms. What I've seen from TopStep from the beginning, again, biased opinion, right? I'm going to be on the show, so completely biased. Nothing but the best. Number one, and it's not even close. Tons of faces behind the name. Tons of professional traders. Been in the industry, really created this type of prop firm industry for over a decade. Nothing but easing of rules and making things more and more advantageous for traders that want to go down this route. Better platforms like I'm trading on right now that they're constantly improving. So, my best rules, dollar to combine wise, dollar cost to combine wise. So that's my deal. Let's see. All the way up to this level, man. Yeah, still no trade. I don't think I'm going to get one, guys. Don't think I'm going to get one. But we're going to chill and we're going to watch the market. We'll answer some more questions, man. This is good. Could you ever see yourself stepping away from TopStep to trade your own live private account as opposed to live account with them when that time comes? Yeah, so interesting question. I traded live accounts with in Forex before I came over to Forex prop firms, attempting to get funded to make money with Forex prop firms, and now with futures. I'm happy to say that I put myself in a financial situation where I was able to fund live accounts with a considerable amount of money for me, certainly enough to make a meaningful income, and trade that. I love the idea of being able to leverage other people's money, be able to secure even more funding, albeit fake and simulated prop funding, and extremely limited downside risk. I see it done by top traders, and I'd like to challenge myself to do the same. That's where I'm at right now. I could go tomorrow and trade, a nice large size live account. I think what many would consider very large size live account. It's all relative to the person, but I am going down this route because I think it's more challenging and I think it's more advantageous. I also believe, as a person that's going to put this stuff out there, it's harder. It's harder to trade prop accounts. If I have, let's say, $100,000 live account, I can risk small percents, large percents. I have no drawdown rules. I have no rules outside of the broker limitations and my margin that's available. It's much more difficult to trade within these risk parameters and all of these different rules. So I'm also challenging myself to be able to display that this can be done. So we'll see how I do with that. But yeah, in the futures market, I'm not trading a live account. As I get even more comfortable and I'm trading combines and XFAs and, maybe live accounts with prop firms, will I want to trade a live account? Probably at some point. Yeah, I'll probably go back to a live account at some point. But that's where I'm at. I've stepped aside. I've taken a huge step back as far as income potential to be able to pursue this. So if you see me in a Top Step leaderboard 3 times, would you let me mentor you? No, I would not. You can get into the Top Step leaderboard just having really big days and YOLOing accounts. You can get onto the Top Step leaderboard having really small, small win streaks. Get on there 3 times. Yeah, it'd be pretty solid. But no, I'm not looking for a mentor specifically. I think, if you're on the Top Step leaderboard multiple times, you're probably doing pretty good. But no, I don't think so. How do you handle approach losing streaks? When was the last time you had one? I have them all the time. I'm on a hot streak right now. Been doing really well. If you follow along on my Discord and on my Instagram, you'll see I'm on a nice positive variance is what I would call this, right? I'm doing better than I should be for my statistics, what I know my statistics are. So how do I handle losing streaks? Having things that will help. Having confidence in your system. Extreme amount of confidence in your system that you develop through back testing, trading very, very small size first, and then just experiencing in real time. Understanding the game of probabilities that we're playing here, that you don't know and you can't know the outcome of any one next trade or trades for that day or week or month. You have to be able to accept that uncertainty and understand it. Not just know what it is, but really fully understand and actually expect it. Once you do that, the losing streaks, even as I'm trading live and I have new people on every day, and it's the first time you join and I take back-to-back losses, I'm totally okay with that because I understand the business that we're operating in here, that it's not green every day for most people with their win rate and their risk to reward. That it's over a large sample size of trades. So those are the 2 pieces. Having an enormous amount of confidence in your system built by doing all the hard work, and then really understanding the probabilities. I think there's a couple books out there. Tom Hogarth's Tom Hogarth's book, Best Loser Wins, is great. He has a ton of free stuff on his site. Again, if I didn't make this clear, we were talking about Tom Hogarth. Tom Hogarth is awesome. I am very grateful for everything that he's done. I feel like he's faced an enormous amount of hardships in his life based on what he's put out and the way that he's made himself so available. And it scares the shit out of me for the road that I'm going down, if I'm being quite frank with you. But I'm ready for it. So Tom Hogarth's awesome. Read his book. I also love Mark Douglas's Trading in the Zone, obvious one. Mental Game of Trading, another really good one. Some of these will help you to develop that understanding of really what's going on here. But Mark Douglas specifically does a fantastic job, right? Here's something from Mark Douglas's book. I repeat this all the time because it's the one thing that I read 30,000 times. There's a random distribution between wins and losses for any given set of variables that define an edge. Listen to that one again because I think it's powerful. There's a random distribution between wins and losses for any given set of variables that define an edge. What does that mean? If you have 50-50 odds and you're flipping a coin, it's not win, loss, win, loss, win, loss, win, loss. It might be loss, 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 win, 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 loss, win, random distribution. Along with understanding your odds, understand the probability of seeing X amount of consecutive losers over 100 trades. There's charts that show you this, and you can use an equity simulator to display this. Really understand that if you're operating, let's say, with a X% win rate, if you do everything correct over 100 trades, your extremely likely to, let's say, see a 4-trade losing streak, doing everything correct, not going on tilt, not doing something wrong. Once you understand that and accept that and really know what the hell you're operating in, the game that you're playing here, it becomes much easier to execute effectively through those losing streaks, to not let it get to your mental, to not go on tilt, to not mess with risk management, and just do what you're supposed to do. So hope that helps, man. Market's ranging. Jose, yeah, forget this market, bro. I'm not trading it. Hanging out here talking with you guys. We got good conversations, though. Really good conversations. Choppy, again, all the way up. Didn't come into this level that I was watching, all the way back down. No clear direction for me. This was my buy on the way back up, targeting a move back into the zone. Yeah, stopped out at break even down here. Would have been into profit. Maybe I would have been able to secure some profit all the way back down to break even, but just choppy. Choppy towards the end of the day. I'm expecting some volatility to come in right about 350. We'll see how that goes. We'll go from there. No, I don't make any money off of affiliate commissions as of right now from YouTube or anything else. $0. I work with guys one-on-one in a paid program. I've started to do that this year. I just started putting out content February 5th, and I've only working with a few guys. I charge a pretty penny to work with me because I dedicate 2 hours every day to trading live through Zoom for NYSE Open, and then an additional 2 1-hour sessions throughout the week, along with direct access to me throughout the month of the program, custom tailored, showing you everything that I show you here, face-to-face, working on everything that goes into becoming a profitable trader, your strategy, approach, risk management plan. No magic thing that I'm going to give you, but working with you at your level, custom tailored as a coach. You go, I was talking about with the gentleman that I was on the, let's see, is it worth it? Yeah, variance to wallet thing. But anyway, markets range, yeah, it's going to dump. You should be making commissions. People are making the same money off them. Yeah, man, maybe one day. What's up, disciplined trader or just off affiliates? Yeah, I mean, I would be happy to be in a position where I could partner with companies that I truly believe in to, make money. But yeah, hopefully there's something there with TopStep. I would love to continue to work with them. I would love to become more of an affiliate with them and continue that path. So. Can you define pretty penny, or is that something to be discussed in the free call? That's something to be discussed on the call. I don't give out prices for my stuff. Don't think they can be valued properly. I want to first talk to you, make sure it's something that makes sense for you, right? There's guys that are early on. There's guys that I think would just do better following along for free. And I have a soul and a conscience, and I could have sold it a whole long time ago. I made a whole bunch of money with an HFT bot passing Cortana challenges for people and just really sign my soul to the devil and make sure that I went to hell. But I like to talk to guys one-on-one, and I've done it probably about 20 or 30 times for the very, very small percent that I've worked with so far. I'd rather talk to you for 30 minutes, hear about your trading, maybe provide some value, decide that it makes sense, let you know what that cost is, or decide that it's not for you. And if that keeps you away from booking the call in the first place, I understand, man. Maybe in the future I'll have just one set price. Good afternoon, everybody. But book the call, Cameron. I'd love to talk to you, man. You asked great questions, You asked fantastic questions. Hop in Discord or go to my site, realdealfutures.com. You can book a call. Here, I'll show you. Boom. You can hop it right over to my site, Real Deal Futures. You can go to the one-on-one coaching program. All the stuff that I just described, you can book a free call right here. Take you to this page. Boom. Book a call. Pick a time, anytime. We'll be talking tomorrow. Maybe not tomorrow, but we could be talking Tuesday, whatever day you want. If a time on here doesn't work, hit me up, email me, do something, and let me know, and I'll try to work with you. But here's the thing that I've been saying in Discord for everybody on here that's still on here. If you're interested in working with me one-on-one, Here's not manufacturer demand. I worked in sales for like 10 years before this at a fairly high level. I don't have to sell you on anything. Here's not manufacturer demand. You probably want to hurry up and book a call with me if you're interested in working with me one-on-one, because I'm going to have a whole lot of exposure coming up. I'm going to be on Top Step TV. I'm going to be on Austin Silver's show. I'm going to be on the Trading Battle. I'm assuming that's going to generate a lot of interest in my programs, in working with me, and I will have a much larger demand for it. I will raise prices according to that demand. I can only work with a few people at a time. I cannot scale this to 20 or 30 people. It's only going to be a handful at any one given time. I'll also have a wait list because of that. So if you're interested, book the call now, man. It's never going to be cheaper, or I'm never going to have more free time to work with you. That's the truth. I bought Tom's book. Yeah, man. That answered you. I should have answered your question. Do we have a course? No, I only work with traders one-on-one. Everything else I do free. Discord, live trading, my charts, my levels, answering questions like this, strategy, news, everything free. No course. All my stuff is on YouTube for free. If you want to work with a coach one-on-one, individually, and in a small group setting as part of a team, I do that. That is my one-on-one program. Again, we're talking like 12 hours through Zoom available per week, if not more, over the course of a month. 2 hours individually, 2 times a week, 2 hours per day, one-on-one, 2 hours per day, small group setting through Zoom. I don't have a lot of people working, so maybe it is one-on-one for you if I only have one person. Bought Tom's book. Awesome, bro. Fantastic. I already read both Best Loser Wins and Trading the Zone. Yeah, 100%, dude. Here, I'll be frank with you. If you haven't read Best Loser Wins and Trading the Zone and The Mental Game of Trading by Jared Tendler, I'm trying to get his name right, you should probably stop watching my stream and go read those books first. It's just you'll probably get more value out of those if you haven't read them already, or at least 1 or 2 of the 3, than you will watching me talk about them or trade. That's the level of transparency that you'll get. I thought of that exposure dilemma immediately when you brought up the Top Step feature. I love your values, but the hard truth is that I need to save money for college. I'll be in the free Discord, though. Cool, bro. I feel you, Cameron. Thank you for being straight up. I try to be straight up and honest with people. I got you, dude. I'll be available in the future, but, that's, again, it will be different. I was in a position to work with guys when years ago, when I could have worked with people quicker because I did pay for programs, and worked with guys, not directly one-on-one, but in small group settings through Zoom, similar to what I do. But I was in a position to do it with individuals much earlier on, and I waited, and by the time I waited, they had blown up, and they either didn't have the program because they scaled, and a lot of guys get away from it just because you have tens of thousands of people that are hitting you up and you just can't physically do it, or the price goes way through the roof and they have to filter that way. So, names of the book: Best Loser Wins by Tom Hogard, Trading in the Zone by Mark Douglas, rest in peace Mark Douglas, and The Mental Game of Trading by Jared Tendler. I'd probably read them Trading in the Zone first, Best Loser Wins, they're both very similar, and then The Mental Game of Trading. What were you selling in that job? Cars? No, not I hope you weren't thinking like I'm a used car salesman. No, not cars. And I'm not going to get too specific. Maybe tune in on Top Step. I'll talk about it in more detail. Because I don't think that's going to help here with trading. No problem, Mark. Thank you, guys. I appreciate you guys being here. Again, hit the like button, subscribe, help me beat the YouTube algorithm, social media. I think I'm a better trader and coach than I am at making content and figuring out how and when to do what I'm supposed to do to get views. So help me out. But if you don't want to, you certainly don't have to. Free means free. I might ask you for help, but that's certainly not a requirement to do anything, man. You're in the Discord. You never have to give me $1. I'm going to let you know about my paid program, but I'm not going to pressure anybody. It's not a feeder program. I love what I get to do, and I have an awesome community. It helps me. I think it helps others. It's great, man. I really hope it continues to grow, and I'm able to keep it in this nice small interactive feel that I have now. I will do my best to moderate it and continue that. That's my game plan. Watching for 350, right? Right at 350, we typically get some volatility. Got about 25 seconds. It's Friday after NFP. Choppy market to end the week after this nice sell-off. Caught the shorts on this if you missed. Caught the shorts. Sold again down here. Small loss. Very, very small win on multiple trades on the way back up. Just didn't have the conviction to hold the longs. Would have played out pretty nicely. You could hop a Discord, see all my trades mapped out on the actual chart, and then the actual trades specifically from TopStep. I also record it live with my P&L showing straight from TopstepX. I think the only way that for me to display anything of value to you guys, or anybody else really for that matter in the trading space, is doing this. Similar to what Tom Hogarth does. Trade live. Do it over a long period of time. And I'll preface it with I haven't been doing it over a massively long period of time. Do it over a long period of time. Do it live. If it's not live, record it and show as much transparency as you possibly can. And and show that. I don't think broker statements or payouts or I made $30,000 today means too much. If I booked a call, would you shave the beard? Nah, brother. Nope. No, sir. I don't know. I would do some fun stuff down the road. Here, ready? I'll put this one out there. How much money for charity? I don't know. If you raised a lot of money for charity, I would shave my beard off. I think that stuff is fun. But I used to have a nice clean cut haircut. And as I was leaving my corporate job, I grew my hair out. And it's been very fun to be able to have long hair and not have somebody to tell me that I can't have long hair. It's been great. But that should tell you where my head's at. No, dude. I appreciate it. If you said right now, man, you shave that beard off, I'm paying you double what you charge for that one-on-one. The beard's staying. It's been here for too long. I don't even know what's underneath. It's just like white skin or something. I don't think I can shave it. It'd have to be a lot of money for charity. I think that's what it would be. Or a lot of money to me. I probably got a price, but I don't know what that price is. Probably more than most people can afford. I'm very attached. Yeah, dude, this is just chop, right? Like super duper choppy. We look at it on a higher time frame, overlapping bars, choppy price action. You know, we did push up off the low, but we failed to continue. And my reading of this price action, my opinion, right? My discretionary subjective opinion is choppy. This is too far sideways. Had one opportunity, was looking at this to continue. This is a setup for me. I took it, and albeit with reduced risk. Sorry, guys. I have to set my favorites up. I don't do it. Was looking at this happening here, right? If we're way zoomed out on the 1 minute, and this continuing up into this area over here. Got long, right down here somewhere, and what do? We just chopped around. Pulled back up. Now we pulled lower. Choppy. Here's where I got in. What did we get after that? Chop. Maybe on another day. Again, variance. It's very interesting. We run back up. Maybe on another day, I'm still wrong and we run down. But I like the odds and the way that I could structure risk to play this to the upside. Not so much so to put $600 or $700 worth of risk on it, but enough to put $250 in this account. Small win, $331. Still in drawdown on the combine from yesterday. It's all good. I got a handful of them, and I'm already funded to the max quantity, not the max dollar with TopStep. Yeah, man. But we'll hang out. I'll give you guys. Yeah, we'll hang out towards the end of the session here. Again, if you guys got questions, feel free. Ask away. Happy to answer trading questions. Cameron, man, hop in the Discord for sure because you got good questions. I think this one's getting a little bit personal, but No, not really. What do your family, loved ones think about your trading career? Were they concerned when you left your sales to pursue? Link in the description, Mr. Brown or Mike or Brownie. Link in the description to the free Discord, guys. No VIP paywall, live trading, great community of traders, about 645 guys. It's about to blow up if you missed the announcement last time. Yeah. 2 weeks, August 13th. Link in the description for the Discord. So what did my family and loved ones think? I'll preface this with, I think I was in a little bit different situation than most people. I wasn't down to my last dollar and quitting a shitty job that I didn't like when I was getting ready to go full-time trading. It's asking for a phone number. Yeah, you have to have, so I'm sorry, I'll answer this question in a second, but I want to get everybody into the Discord. I had to increase the verification level because we had so many scammers pretending to be me and DMing everybody that it's at the highest level. So you have to have okay, so real quick, Mike, and then shoot me an email, support@realdealfutures.com. Let's do that. Shoot me an email and I'll help you out. Support@realdealfutures.com, or DM me on Instagram, RealDealZach, or on Twitter, RealDealZach. I'll help you out. To answer the question, man, briefly, my family was very supportive. My wife was very supportive. My family was very supportive. I received a lot of support from them on going for this. Again, I was at a point in my life where I went to school. I had decent success with what I was doing all the way up until the career that I left. I was doing very well for myself. I worked very hard at that. And before I decided to even consider going full-time trading, excuse me, guys, I'm getting a little fatigued, I had been studying and working at it for a long period of time, at least what I considered a long period of time, given the volume of time I was putting into it. While I was working full-time towards the end as I was getting ready, and I don't recommend this or I'm not bragging about it, but it helps display the amount of screen time and experience I was able to cram into 5 years up until now. When I was trading Forex and I decided I was going to get profitable and I was going to get serious and I was going to figure out how to make this thing work, or at least give it my absolute best shot of doing so, I was working full-time as a managing director was the last position I held, managing director. I would wake up in the middle of the night at 1:30 or 2 p.m., annoy the hell out of my wife, go into the other room, trade London Open, study, read, backtest, go to sleep, take a nap for a couple hours sometimes, trade, study, read before I went to work in a very small amount of time, work a full day, 9-10 hours, find time to work out, come home, read, study, backtest, learn, trade, sleep as early as I possibly could, rinse and repeat. Did that for quite a while. Not sustainable, not good for sleep, not good for your health. But I dedicated an enormous amount of time to learning and really laying the groundwork. Another thing that I did as I was getting ready to pursue trading was understand, as I was bleeding a little bit, and once I finally stopped the bleeding as far as money goes, understand that I wasn't going to be able to flip a switch one day, and at least this is the way it happened for me, and make a whole ton of money. I was going to need a really, really serious off-ramp, the way that you would if you were starting any new business. You're not going to pay yourself for the first year or two. You're probably going to be very negative for the first year or two, and you're going to need to make an investment in that business. That's the way that I looked at trading, and I structured my life that way, where I was able to save from the career that I was doing very well at, structure my finances that way to be able to pay myself as I was getting ready to transition to to full-time trading. So it's not like I said, I'm going to quit my job at McDonald's, I don't have any money, and I'm going to buy a TopStep combine with my last $50 and hope that it works out. I approached it in a much different way. And, that's important to be transparent about, because a lot of guys are not in that situation. And I don't think maybe a lot of guys will be able to make it happen the way that I made it happen, or in the time frame that I made it happen, to be where I am right now. But like right now, example for today, I spent all day trading combines all day. There's no live account that this was attached to. I made $0, so I'm able to do that because I set myself up in a position to do that before I started doing this. So important to know that. So, but yeah, they were supportive. I have family that comes from a finance background. A lot of them, gave some caution about intraday trading and the risks associated with it, but I received a lot of support. I'm grateful. I wasn't going against everybody that told me, I definitely had some people out there that say you're not going to do well, no one's going to make it. But for my family, very, very supportive. Don't come from a super rich family. None of that stuff. There's other, everybody's got their own struggles and stuff like that. But it's important to say, like, I'm not a trust fund baby, far from anything like that. But as far as like the go ahead and, you got this, you can do this type of a deal. Yeah, they've been supportive of everything in my life. So appreciative of that. Guys, this has been awesome. Big Boss played the Rangers. Jose, cap it, bro. You're done. Stop. It's 4:00. Just wrap it up here. That's my non-financial advice. Just wrap it up. So, listen, guys, this has been fun. Answered a lot of questions on this one. Talked about a lot of different topics. It's been awesome. Excited to bring you guys in on that news. That'll be on Top Step TV in case you missed it. I'll be on Austin Silver's the day trading show, ASFX TV. That's coming out on his platform on YouTube and Instagram. You'll see that. Yeah, this is how I know it's time to go. August 13th, 1 p.m. Eastern for Top Step TV. Come and watch. That'll be awesome. I'll also be on the trading battle sometime, I think, in September or October. I'll give you guys more details about that as it comes out. But it's been awesome. I hope you found this valuable. Hope I answered a lot of your guys' questions. I hope you have an awesome weekend, man. Take some time to grind, back test, maybe get outside to work out. Take some time to chill out too, man. Touch some grass, step away from the charts. Don't punch your mic like I just did, and come back fresh for Monday. Hope to see you guys in the free Discord. I'll talk to you soon. Have a great weekend.